that's interesting.
But we didn't know. I lived in the same town my whole life.
Well, it's interesting what you say about narrative, because that's what it is for me, too. I was a big reader, and that's what I did from a really early age. I was that kid who won the library contest every summer. How many books can you read? The librarian would say to me, you can't take out 12 books at a time. and
they say to you...
And I was like, why not? Why not? I'll read them. And so I just read and read and read and read. And so it was that sense of narrative.
Did you know then you were going to end up doing what you're doing?
No, I thought I'd be a librarian.
You did?
Yeah. Well, I thought...
When did that start to change?
I thought I would be a doctor or a lawyer. I thought I would go to graduate school because my parents wanted that for us. I started doing plays after school in the 6th grade because I couldn't do anything else. I tried out for drill team. I didn't make it. I didn't ever make cheerleading. I couldn't do any sports.
Good.
Well, I just wasn't athletic.
All the slutty girls were cheerleaders. You're too good.
And I couldn't dance. I couldn't do any of that stuff. So I went out for the play, and I got parts in the plays. And I was like, oh, this is fun, and that was my after-school thing. And then I had a teacher when we moved to Germany, someone named Roby Taylor, who said, you can do this for a living. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't know anybody who did. I'd never been to a play, except for high school plays or community theater. The people in the movies and on TV didn't seem real. So she handed me a copy of Dramatics magazine and said, you can choose a school. And I came home to my parents, I was 17, and said, I'm going to be an actor.
17?
17, yeah.
Who'd you tell?
My mom and my dad at dinner. And my brother and my sister were there, too. And my mother said, oh, Julie.
Did everybody in the family look at you like that? Was like, oh, there's Julie.
Oh, yeah.
Julie.
Like, oh, no. Well, my sister was so supportive. She's a year and 3 days younger than I am. And
What does she do?
She's a lawyer, but she actually works in real estate.
And your brother?
My brother is in advertising. Yeah, he's a writer. He's a novelist, and he works in advertising. But, my sister used to help me with all my lines and stuff. She'd run lines with me. And so she kind of always knew, I think, that it was a possibility.
Were one of your parents more supportive than the other?
They were equally aghast. And yet equally supportive, because we lived
There was an aghast phase.
Mm-hmm. And then they were like,
then when you won a couple Golden Globes.
Mm-hmm. Well, we were living in Germany, and I filled out all these applications. These are the days, too, when you filled out your own college application. So I applied to...
With a pen?
Yeah. Carnegie Mellon, Boston University, and by accident, the graduate program at NYU, because I didn't read the paper, I guess. So my mother and I flew to New York City, where I auditioned for those schools. When I went to the NYU one, they were like, how old are you? And I was 18. And they said, this is a graduate program. We don't accept people right out of high school.
Yeah. Nice try.
So nice try. And then I auditioned for the other two schools and got into both of them and chose Boston because I wanted to go to Boston rather than...
Had you lived there before?
No.
So you don't have roots in Boston?
No. Mm-mm.
Even though people think you do.
People think I do, yeah.
They do.
Yeah, because I worked at the Up and Up Lounge in Kenmore Square.
Yeah, that's where you worked when you went to school?
Yeah.
You went to BU?
I did.
4 years?
For four solid years, yeah.
How was the program?
It was good. It was an undergraduate theater program.
When you were done with it, did you feel that it helped you, that you needed, or could you have bypassed those 4 years and still ended up where you are?
That's a very interesting question, because I was for some reason thinking about a friend of mine who didn't go to drama school in the car on the way here, and I wondered what it was like for her, because she, hasn't seemed to need it. And there are a lot of things that I did in drama school that I think I didn't need either. But then in retrospect, I'm like, it's helpful. Did you go to drama school?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you go?
NYU.
Oh, okay. Did you go straight on to Search for Tomorrow then?
The Doctors. I can't believe you just said that. I can't believe.
Why?
Because I have in front of me. I wasn't going to go there right off.
Oh,
but now that you've
gonna...
opened that window, you were Fanny and Sabrina Hughes.
That's right. Franny, not Fanny. Franny and Sabrina.
Someone else was Fanny Hughes. You were Franny Hughes.
I was Franny
Yeah,
Hughes.
exactly.
I know. Couldn't it have been Francie?
Yeah.
Or Francis?
Laura Dern was Fanny Hughes.
She was.
You were Franny and Sabrina Hughes on World Turns. And before that, you did Edge.
I did Edge. Were you on Edge?
See, if you're on soaps, only when you're on a soap can you say Edge.
Search.
Yeah.
World Turns.
Yeah. Days.
Days. That's so funny, because I was on Edge when they were on East 49th Street in that really, really tiny studio. Remember? Now Rachel Ray shoots there. Yeah. And really tiny.
Soaps are gone.
I know, they're gone. They're gone.
Soaps are gone. This is the couple left. There's 4 soaps left.
And I work with people. The guy that played my dad, Don Hastings, he was from there. He started that show. He started on that show 2 months before I was born. So he had been on that show my entire lifetime when I got on. And when the show was gone, he was still on it too. He was the most wonderful guy, so funny.
But do you feel in some ways,